telepathy. I would like to believe in it, but I don't know really if I really exists. But I think sometimes people mistake things as telepathy, like reading body language, or the example we were doing earlier about like you're playing to a crowd, you're watching the crowd during all the other bands to like try to read what their vibe is, you know, and then try to there's ways of communicating without words that isn't necessarily mind reading, you know. Maybe sometimes people look at emotions too as telepathy, because you're reading the energy of the room. As a performer, you have to know that and like read it and be aware of it. Otherwise, your shows are
some people would, but you know, you really want that vibe to be hitting everybody. You want everybody to be feeling it, and it was just like, and you're like, you know where you are? Like, no, I don't. This is fucked up. And so I guess in those situations, I guess it depends on how you're telepathically, you know, transmitting. That's a weird question. Birds that are migrating are tuned into the travel channel that we don't get because we don't have the right antenna or whatever.
It's just tuning in. I think there's a lot of things happening. Specifically with music too. There's you work with a certain team, you work with people. Like for example, Jimmy and I have played for half of our lives together, and when we do that, it's like you're saying, like improvising, things are like split second. So if you're tuned in, it all works, and there is definitely telepathy happening. But there's also, it also can appear though that there's telepathy happening, and really you're just an expert at what you do.
There's the obvious thing where when you play live, there's this physical element of like energy, and on a record you can't capture that at all. Like you can't capture a mosh pit or like a stage job or like a dance. Like it's just impossible. And so we've always approached, I think all of our bands really like the record is a completely separate mindset from the live show. I mean, just for those simple, like obvious reasons. And like if you miss hitting one of the notes in the song, like you're immediately back on, and then it moves forward really fast. Whereas like a record, it's repeated over and 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 over again. So with like a record, it's important to hit those notes. It's like live, it's the secondary to the emotional aspect of being in the room with people.
I guess with recording it's just like really, it's more like having a people's like brain or something, somehow like reaching people in this like direct like speaking kind of way. Whereas I think like a show is kind of just obviously more visceral, and I think there's kind of like this, I don't know, what's the visual element, kind of like it changes the music a little bit. So I feel like recording is got the more like pure way of trying to speak to people or communicate, telepathically with people.
Personally, I think records, well, particularly in this band, records like making a movie and you wrote the book or something. Sometimes it's not the same. For me, live shows are really where it's at. It's the most fun. I don't know, the record, or I could say about this record anyway, was a very long, painstaking process. And then when you're done, it just seems, to me, like a photograph of you that you're hanging up on the wall or something that people can hang on the wall. And, like, it seems separate from what we're doing. I mean, to me, it seems like a calling card to try and get people to come out to the show and do something live. But I really love to play live, so I just think of a record as just a sort of format or a medium that we can use to get people to come to a live show. That's my plan.
Recording is through my personal, music life. It's always been the outcome of just playing live. So like first, write a song by yourself or with a friend, and then try to find a way to perform it in front of people. And then once you've done so enough, then you're like, well, I feel like I could record this and record it. And that's almost like a byproduct of this, like something that you do every day.
that's in the room at the time.
Just playing on the floor is what I asked like us with them,
Yeah.
could join in, they're like 2 feet away, so okay.
Yeah, it's less of feeling like, you're painting on the wall or something with that.
I used to be not into stages at all. I thought they were really stupid, and it was this thing of it's making the performer like on a higher level than the crowd and stuff. But then the more that I've like played on floors, or the more shows that I've seen as an audience member where bands are on floors, I really don't like it at all. And I don't like it because it's like I went there to experience the show, and if I feel excluded from seeing the show, then I feel like it's stupid, like Lightning Bolt. I'm not saying they're stupid, but their shows are so big now that unless you're, they just started playing on stages there, which I thought was awesome. A really good move, but like a few years earlier, like couldn't see them play, just couldn't see it, and it sucked because I'm like, man, they're a really good band. And watching them is like really, that's a huge part of it. The first shows that I saw them play for like the few years where they were playing with like 12 people or 20 people, it was amazing because you can see it and like, but then when you can't visually see it, a lot gets lost. And so I'm personally not that into when there's at a certain capacity where the bands are on the floor, you become disconnected from the show unless you're in that front row.
A lot depends on kind of what the audience is able to access and what they're being encouraged to do in response. I mean, that's what's been cool about watching like the sort of triumph of Dan Deacon is that he basically took the like lightning bolt model, set up inside the crowd, be surrounded by kids, don't be up on a stage, don't be the privileged object of spectatorship, be kind of difficult to see, and thus create this competitive who is closest to the center of the action nexus. And then the show is not really about you, it's about the crowd. Because really, socially, there's a more kind of inspiring, positive feeling that you get from being surrounded in a tight area with lots of other people who are like you and kind of affirming that, And so then it's not really about this particular song or that particular song, it's about this kind of social dynamic.
One thing I've noticed at our past few shows too is that it's not necessarily like which songs we're playing, but it's sort of how we transition from song to song. That really affects the energy and the crowd response a lot. I mean, sometimes it's like, okay, we need to just keep this going full force, and we just go directly into the next song. Other times it's like, okay, maybe someone in the band needs a break, or maybe it seems like the audience wants to have the experience of cheering or something like that. So the sort of how you transition from songs, I think, is really important for us, and that's something that changes a lot, just depending on how we're feeling and what the audience response seems to be.
Versus how it may have been previous years, like recording with so much fun music. We were talking about so much technology and tools to work with. I almost feel like that is definitely taken away from the live experience. I feel like you definitely had to be a better live band because you recorded live. You had to be a good live band. Nowadays, you have an idea and cut it up and do whatever you want with it, and then maybe try to figure out how to play keyboard or guitar before going out on a tour. But I mean, being like a really good tight live band is like, it still takes a lot. Even though like an album is a lot of work and you're saying laborious, like being a really good live, creating a good live experience for an audience, like still takes just as much work, if not more.
There's
a circus aspect going on too. There's a like, how do you juggle all those, like a chainsaw and a hat and a ping pong ball at the same time? There's a like, trick. Do electronic music. Do another hard trick. Yeah, with electronic music, there's no circus. There's no juggling at all. I mean, it's interesting. Like, why is watching someone do this more interesting than watching someone do this? I mean, I think literally the physical arrangement of the laptop or something, even blocking the tips of the fingers, if even something was going on there.
My dreams of being spectrum. Yes, I want to be I want to be the guest on Matt's version of the Spectrum show. He was one of the earlier like variety shows for television where there was like all these acts were scripted and there was this immense musical theme throughout the entire thing. He was responsible for bringing Rose product to America for the first time to perform on his show.
Like, and this is back when, like, for instance, like one of the things that was on the Colgate Comedy Hour. And this is where, like, he had to write in an advertisement for the sponsors of the show, and that advertisement was probably for like some detergent or like some sweetened condensed milk or something, like something really silly like that, And so he had that because that's who it was from.
Before the days of selling out, they had Coca-Cola commercial. You had to script the Colgate.
Exactly. Talk about products like that, and that was like talking about the chaos. It was like, that's what they did. Like that was the whole theme of the show is everything falling apart, but like they made it, fall apart. So that's amazing. Yeah, it's really good. And I just like a lot of stuff that Billy does on stage. It's kind of reminiscent because Spike Jones is sitting there with drumsticks and he's got like a maybe like an octave and a half or just an octave like chromatic cowbell or something else, and then he has a whole stand of like horns and like a washboard and just like hitting stuff, and then just like throws some drumsticks down and bouncing back up. He just goes
Throws like hanger needles on stage and shoots
yeah,
just like
exactly.
it's funny. They were telling you there's certain ideas that when they come up live, it's like, oh, you can't do.
Nobody ever thought, 8 years ago that an electronic music show would be like that, because the model then was this sort of culture bunker model where you sit in a chair and you listen to a precisely created album piece, and you ask it how modern it feels. That was a different architecture, a different social network feeling. And it's been interesting to see that there's really no correlation between what the music sounds like and the vibe of the gig. It was just, it's just one example of the way that we can't really predict what a genre is gonna do.
Play the sunset. Close your eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
back there and come talk to me. Thank you.
Philadelphia to be here. Thank you for watching that. We're going to hit the lights on. The shop has stuff for sale if you want to support us in that way. Lars is back there selling tasty beverages. You can support us in that way as well. We have Ariel Bryant about to play. After that is P.T. Burnham. Thank you for being here. We're doing some cool stuff in the window, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for being here.